जयपुर वाया कोटा
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
लखनऊ जंक्शन
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೆಗೆ
হায়দ্রাবাদ 50 এক্সপ্রেস পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
We did not think it would happen, but it is happening. We've been sitting here for 3 hours. The rain came, the rain went, it stopped, covers came on, covers came off, super soppers came on, a lot of other stuff came on and off. Then finally the players came on with the match referee and they did a toss. And it's a 7-over game, that's what it is. There's going to be a power play of 2 overs. I don't know if there's going to be an impact sub or not, but essentially it's a 7-over game. So there is going to be a game and we're just happy about that because it would have really been... It's been a shambles, isn't it, if the last game had just been rained out, Dooley?
Would have been a shame. Rajasthan will be the happier of the two teams. KKR have got to get their head around playing now because Rajasthan would have always wanted a game of some sort and they would have been making sure that they were game ready because they'd be desperate to play. KKR not so much. So, look, we're getting a game. It'll be short and sharp and fast and it might be a little bit of excitement.
Yeah, because you can tell that... Wani, what would have happened is that the KKR players, when they said there's going to be a game, the RR players would have gone, yes, yes, and the KKR players would have gone...
Well, they've won the toss. I think that'll give them a lift just to see how the pitch is playing. Look, we've got T20 cricket, we've got 100-ball cricket, we've got T10, we've now got T7. Another format's just been created. Rajasthan will be delighted. At least they've got an opportunity to try and finish in that second spot, which they obviously desperately need to do. But it's always a lottery, isn't it? 7 overs. I mean, you just give it a crash and you just hope 1 or 2 of your players comes off and someone takes a flying catch, there's chaos, there'll be a run out or 2. It's not really a great...
A 7-over game is like a penalty shootout, isn't it? It's a bit.
Yeah, it is. I guess it is. It is. It's...
I mean, there is skill required.
Yeah, of course there's skill, yeah. It's all about keeping your nerve.
It comes down to a lot of luck as well.
Yeah. Well, the shorter the format, obviously the more the luck comes into the game. But I just think, it's hard to predict, isn't it? But you would think Rajasthan are going to be absolutely on the button, ready for this. They have to be. And KKR's probably like, do we really need this before Tuesday's game?
You think they're going to try and score 114 7 overs? They might.
They'll try.
They go, oh, wait, hang on.
It's raining.
Training.
Yeah. That was the radar.
Yeah. You said it, and you said it in the green room. You said 11 o'clock. Yeah. You're 5 minutes out. A
little bit out.
A little bit. Not much out, actually. No, you're not too bad at all.
So what happens now?
Should I just tell people the teams?
Well, I would have thought any more rain, the game's done. I mean, at the moment, a 7-over game, so we can lose 4 more overs for a 5-over game. So that's less than 20 minutes. It's about 60 minutes. They give you 4 minutes per over. So
it stays
if
like
they
this.
haven't started in 16 minutes from 45, so that's what, 11:01. We're done.
I want to know the step count. Do you know the ground staff? They've been on and off, haven't they, all day? I want to know what the step count is.
I think
calorie burn.
30,000 steps easy.
Yeah.
So a lot of time they spend.
3,000 calories.
Yeah, easy. It's a good day for them. Let me just tell you the team that Night Riders were going to take and go. This is up on the Cricbuzz app. They were going to get Gurbaz coming in because there's no Phil Salt. He's gone back. So Gurbaz from Afghanistan, of course, the wicket-keeper batter. So he would have slotted in at the top. Sunil Narayan, Shreyas Iyer, Venkatesh Iyer, Rinku Singh, Nitish Rana, Russell, Ramandeep Singh. Oh, hang on. That's the entire squad. Where's the team?
Maybe that's the new format. When you play 7, you can play everyone.
You just play everybody.
Everyone.
Everybody can go and bat 1 ball and come right back. And if a bowler can bowl a dot ball, then that's worth its weight in gold, essentially. You're actually weighed in gold. Here's 80 kilos of gold. Go home. Bye-bye. Oh, there we have it. There you go. I have it now. It's Gurbaz, Sunil Narayan, Venkatesh Iyer, Shreyas Iyer, Rinku Singh, Andrew Russell, Ramandeep Singh, Anukul Roy came in. Mitchell Stark, Harshit Rana, and Varun Chakravarti. So there's no surprise there. And the Rajasthan Royals is Jaiswal, Tom Kohler, Cadmore would have been in. Sanju, Samson, Riyan Parag, Dhruv Jurel, Robin Powell, Ashwin, Bolt, Sandeep Sharma, Avesh Khan, and Nandre Berger. So Yeah, no surprise there anyway. I think the fact that they're leaning towards Nandre Berger effectively means, Dooley, that they're looking at the playoffs with 2 fast bowlers overseas and 2 batters overseas.
And 2 overseas batters without Butler. Obviously, they need to change something up.
So no Hetmeyer.
No
Hetmeyer. Hetmeyer / Powell then.
Yeah, that's the way you'd probably look at it. And I mean, in this format, if they did get on, you only had to use 4 bowlers.
Yeah.
So it didn't actually, you don't need extra bowling cover because it was 2-2-2-1, I think, were the numbers. So it was only going to be 4 bowlers for a 7-over game required. So you could have gone in with a bowler less and an extra batting option if you wanted to, just to make sure that you can continue to go.
And you get 200. 7 overs.
Continue to go.
Well, now that we've told you the teams and you're still around and you're still hopeful of a game happening, just like we are, and you want to make your fantasy team, you can head to Cricbuzz Plus. So we got the fantasy handbook there, which is a great kind of ready reckoner for you. It's a great thing to get advice on how to make your fantasy team. So head over to Cricbuzz Plus to the fantasy handbook, and that's where you can get that's where you can get all the advice that you need. Unlock with Cricbuzz Plus. I can read the graphics. It's interesting. So yeah, there's going to be rain. I don't even know. Like, this is just, I hate this. There's never been a last day of the league like this.
The person that said to you that it was raining, can you ask him now, how hard is it raining?
I can see umpires. They have umbrellas in their hands.
Right, okay. So that's drizzle.
And they're
at
open.
least light drizzle, isn't it?
They're not like Grace Kelly. It's not like dancing in the rain. They actually have them open.
You'd say if the covers have to go back on, like if they have to cover, not just the pitch area, if they have to cover as it was before, it's just basically done because it takes 10 to 15 minutes for that. The outfield already looked wet.
And it's more steps for the ground staff.
More steps for the ground staff.
They're going to be fit.
I'm quite surprised, to be honest, because there was a shot from about 15 minutes ago where there was a proper puddle near the boundary. I don't know if they can get that dry in 15 minutes.
No, they can't. I mean, my guess is that they understand exactly what the predicament is for Rajasthan and they're desperate to just give them a chance. And KKR are probably thinking, we really don't want to go out there and play because we're playing on Tuesday, we're already through.
Don't want to get injured, for sure.
No.
Would you have just had, like, no fielding? Like the Knight Riders coaches have told them, don't run after any ball. It's okay.
Don't do anything silly. That would have been the message I would have thought.
Just go gingerly to the ball like this and just go pick it up and bring it back.
The outfield's going to be wet.
The actual team that they picked it actually surprised me because I may have rested 1 or 2.
Yeah, good point.
I said to the likes of Stark and Co and Dre, look, you're not bowling out there.
Yeah.
If it's a bit wet, you can stay off tonight, so it doesn't matter if we lose. It's not really fair on the competition, but you've got to protect your own team going into the eliminations.
Yeah, it's a good point. Especially with the quick bowlers, especially the guys with their run-ups.
Especially the big. I mean, you think that Russell's been very good throughout the season, and he stayed on the park. We haven't seen those niggles. I mean, I've talked a couple of times about his fitness regime and what he's done in the last probably 18 months or so to make sure that he's staying on the park. These are the last things you need leading into a playoff situation, a damp outfield. You chase one. When you go to put the brakes on and the back foot just slips, that's when the hamstring goes. That's when you do little injuries. So, yeah, I'm with Fawny a little bit there. I mean, it may not happen. The game may not go ahead now with the rain that's falling now. Apparently it's got quite heavy. But, I'd have been leaving a couple of my key men out and just saying, give a couple of the bench players a go and let's not worry about it. Let's go again in a few days' time.
And obviously Rajasthan would be the distraught team, not the only distraught team here with this game not happening, because we'll show you the points table and you'll understand why, because 1 point does nothing for them. And the reason why 1 point does nothing for them, and we keep talking about margins of victory so much right through the tournament, because that's what it's come to. If this game doesn't happen, they will end up at 17 with Hyderabad, but that net run rate has made such a huge difference, because it is the difference between getting 1 extra game to qualify and playing third and having to play win extra game to qualify. So that's and it's a huge difference. And this has basically happened right after that Adam Gilchrist versus, again, Cricbuzz Live panel, Adam Gilchrist versus Delhi Daredevils back in 2009. I think they started the playoffs after that because they were number 4, Delhi was number 1. Gilchrist had that semi-final knock of 84-37 or some such. And that's when they got these playoffs in. And yes, it's fair. But when you look at stuff like this, it just feels like that, geez, it'll bite the Royals tonight.
And I think if you look at it from a logical point of view of the game, this game probably would have been called off an hour and a half ago had Sunrisers not won.
Yeah. Great point.
If Hyderabad had lost that game to Punjab earlier, the points table would have remained the same no matter what.
Yeah.
And I think they've been desperate to try and get the game ahead to give Rajasthan the best possible chance. They don't want to play in unsafe conditions, but they've been quite desperate to give them a chance, an opportunity. But I think it's been pretty bad most of the night. And if the table hadn't changed earlier today, I'd say the game was probably called off an hour and a half ago.
Great point, yeah. We just have to say, but for Rajasthan, I mean, A, they were desperate to play today to come in second position. Also, they've had a wretched run the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and that's what they should be looking at. You can't be looking at today and thinking, we've had a bit of bad luck with the weather. They've lost 4 on the trot.
Yeah.
That's where it's the problem.
They would have not been in the situation if they'd won even one of them.
And it is the story of the Rajasthan Royals in recent years where they get off to an absolute fly. They've got loads of energy. And that's why I think the IPL is such a hard tournament, because you have to manage the mental side of it as much as anything. A lot of these overseas players are away from home a long time. How do you freshen them up? Can you send them to Dubai for a week just to play a bit of golf, just to switch off? There's all these things that I look at and think, can you do something with your group that just keeps them fresh right through the 2 months? Because it's a long time, there's a lot of games, there's a huge amount of pressure. And 2 years on the trot now, Rajasthan, they may still get through. They may go all the way through to the final. We'll have to wait and see. But 2 years on the trot, they've got off to an absolute flyer, and then they've just started to fall off the cliff at the end.
I want to tell you that at the beginning of May, what we were talking about, I mean, well up till that 20-run loss happened, right, in Delhi. So you're looking at, 10 games till then. After 10 games, before the 20-run loss, 10 games we were saying they'd won 8, they'd lost 2. And we were saying that the 2 that they've lost, they've come really close. Those were last ball results, both of them, right? So, wow, are there any chinks in their armor at all? And then Rajasthan decided, what? We'll show you some. But they've just shown way too many. And they've really kind of fallen off a cliff the last 4 games. It's inexplicable almost.
Yeah, and that'll be the concern for them. As you said, you've got to be going the right direction at the end of the tournament.
Yeah.
And that's where RCB are. I mean, they're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
It seemed crazy, 5 games ago, 6 games ago.
Again. You talk about end of April, early May.
Correct.
You're saying RCB, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Yeah, it's a less than 1% chance.
Yeah, and everything had to go their way.
Yeah.
Every other result had to go their way. It wasn't just their results. I mean, yes, they could control what they were doing by winning, but they had to have other results go their way as well.
Yeah.
Which in the end they all went their way. And they're riding a wave at the moment, whereas Rajasthan have hit the rocks.
Yeah.
And they, that's why they were probably more desperate for a game tonight. So yeah, they like Vaughan said, they can't be blaming the rain tonight because they've had 4 pretty average losses. Well, one close loss and 3 average losses.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking, that the end of March and April, really good for Rajasthan, not good for RCB. And then comes May, and then May is just really good for one Royal and not good for the other Royal. And that's exactly what has happened. For the Knight Riders, do they have anything to worry about?
It's similar to our Royal family.
Yeah. Oops.
Just saying.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know which Royals you're talking about, but...
Yeah, the Royals.
Harry.
Do you think he's qualified? Who's qualified? Who's been relegated?
He's definitely been relegated, hasn't he, Harry?
Or maybe he got away, so he has been promoted.
Yes.
Because he got away. It's the way you look at it. But how will Knight Riders be looking at it? Will they be saying, no, we're good? Or will they be saying, we would have liked our one opener to get a game in, maybe. He plays a playoff straight. But that's fine. He's a quality player. He's played enough.
I think they'll like a 20-over game today.
Yeah.
If you ask for their perfect preparation leading into a game on Tuesday, they just said, we'll play a 20, give Cricbuzz a nice knock at the top of the order, get that feeling back of being out there together. But I guess if you just said to them 20 overs and then to 7, they're going, nah, we don't want a 7-over game. We'd rather not play at all and just go straight into Tuesday's game fresh.
Yeah, because the team they were putting out today, even for a 7-over game, they aren't messing around. They're like, no, everybody plays. This is a proper game.
And that's the thing we're talking about. You look at it and you think, we can afford to rest a couple of players if we want to. We're already there. We're already playing that 1-2 game. We don't need to go out and show anything tonight, but they've obviously decided that that's how we've been going. Cricbuzz, as you said, would love a hit, but you get that extra game courtesy of finishing 1 or 2. So he's going to get 2 games minimum.
Yeah.
And just see what happens from there.
I'll tell you what, the game on Tuesday, I'm looking forward to a couple of confrontations. Mitchell Stark to Travis Head.
Yeah.
Nice.
Forward to that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Aussie versus Aussie.
That'll be good. Yeah. Just looking at how Hyderabad have gone today, the way Rajasthan has gone today, the fact that they haven't got a game, good fortune comes into play as well, right? For Hyderabad, a lot of good fortune, because when key players from your opposition go away, they didn't choose that, right? They haven't chosen to play with Punjab as their last game, but it just so happens when you're playing someone at the bottom of the table, they don't even need their players. They play with a team that is not as strong as it could be. There's a bit of fortune going your way there. For Rajasthan, you've been losing games. Bad fortune going today because the game gets rained out. Been a fair reflection, right, of how these teams have gone?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, I start looking at these teams and go, let's mark them out of 10 for the different facets. If you go to the Sunrisers, they're bowling out of 10. What would you say, 5 or 6?
Yeah.
Maybe 6.
Just above par.
But then you go their batting, you have to put it near at 10.
Yeah.
So that's a good combination. Rajasthan Royals, they're bowling. Where would you put their bowling?
I mean, I thought at the start of the tournament they probably had one of the better bowling attacks. If you just had 5, I thought if you looked at Bolt and when Sandeep was fit again, the 2 quality spinners plus Avesh, it's a very, very good bowling lineup.
So you maybe give them 7?
Yeah, and 7 or 8.
7.5, 8. Put their batting, no Butler. You start thinking about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So you're kind of looking at all the different facets of the teams, and KKR for me stand out. You just had that team on the page, just reminding me of how strong they are in batting.
Yeah.
They've got so much power, so much depth, and that's without Phil Salt. And then you look at all the different bowling combinations: quality spin, mystery spin, left arm pace, Dre Russ. Lots of experience.
Yeah, and raw Indian pace as well with Vaibhav and Harshit. They've been good, both of them have been impressive.
Quality
Absolutely.
team. Really good team put together nicely by Gautam Gambhir this year.
Yeah, and well, I guess it's now official that the match on Tuesday in Ahmedabad will be Kolkata versus Hyderabad. That's it. Shake your hands. Done.
Called off.
Called off the game. There's no chance.
That is a great game. And then you've got on Wednesday this team that's going this way and this team that's going that way. Can Rajasthan over the next few days just find some kind of confidence to put RCB under some pressure?
Chahal up against Bengaluru.
Yeah, he'll be motivated.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you got to think. I mean, these guys they're all professionals. They've all been in situations like this. They have been in situations where they win in a row, they lose in a row. I'm just thinking, for us sitting on the outside, yes, these are really, really big things and they could determine what's happening on a day. But I'm thinking that they are smart enough, sharp enough, experienced enough to say, doesn't matter what happened yesterday. Today is an eliminator. It just matters what you do today.
Well, your shrinks all talk about, your people who hang out with the teams control the controllables. We can't worry about what's happened.
Yeah.
We can only control what's in front of us today, and that's the ball we play or the ball we bowl. And don't worry about what's gone, because each day you turn up can be a completely different day. And I mean that's all they'll be looking at. From Rajasthan's point of view, that will be their message. From Bengaluru's point of view, it'll be just keep doing what we've been doing.
Yeah.
It's now down to the consequence, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's consequence time that that if you have a bad 3 or 4 over burst, whether that's with the ball in hand or when you're batting, you're going to be out. And that's when you'll find out, I think, over the course of the next week, the 250 scores might just come down a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more pressure on these players now.
I want to ask you, psychologically, if both of you as a bowler and a batter could tell our viewers, how does that actually affect? When you're right, the conventional wisdom will tell you, or shrinks will tell you, is that ball. But can the baggage of what has happened in the last week or the last month actually play on your decision making or cloud your decision making if you've lost, or clear your decision making if you've been winning in that moment?
Oh, I mean, as a batter, you want to be in the runs. You go into a big game. It's ideal if you've got runs behind you. You've got that belief. But there's been many times where I've been in teams or playing in big games myself, and I've been completely out of form, and then suddenly you get out there and you just feel great. All these players know how to play pressure. They're playing at the highest level. Most of them are international cricketers. Most of them have had poor runs of form. Most of them have had fantastic runs of form. So they know how to deal with the good stuff. They know how to deal with the average time in your career. the most important aspect for me when you get into these kind of games is the excitement. Can you get those excitable nerves of knowing that if you do something really well on that given day, you can help your team get to another big game on Friday?
Yeah.
That's what Rajasthan and RCB are thinking. Obviously, for the game on Tuesday, it's such a massive game because you're just one performance away and you're there on Sunday.
Yeah.
So realistically, Doull is right in terms of the shrinks will be all over these players. What's happened is completely gone. It's in the bank. You've deposited. You might not have deposited.
You've got here because of that.
You might have not deposited a lot.
Yeah.
But you've got a great chance now of putting a huge amount in the bank by doing something really special. Yeah. So it's almost like a clean slate. Clean slate now, we're into the eliminations. What have you got? What have you got in your mentality?
Yeah, it's about being excited but not getting overexcited. Yeah. It's about the choices you make can get clouded by that.
Yeah, and trusting what you've done. Trusting that at the end of the day, any batter you're coming up against can have a great day. They can have a bit of luck, but you can have some as well. You can have your own elements of luck now and then from a bowling point of view. So you'll have your plans. You'll know. I mean, all these guys know each other inside out. They know the batters inside out. Every bowler does, and you take the outside sort of worry away from it, and you've got to enjoy it. You've got to look forward to it. You've got to be a little bit nervous because if you're not, there's something wrong with you going into a game like this. But you've just got to trust that you've been there and done it 100 times.
Yeah.
If you have, in fact, there's not too many debutants, so you trust the fact that you've been there, you've done it. You know what you've got to do, and if you execute your skills and the opposition get the better of you, so be it. That can happen. But don't allow yourself to beat yourself up.
Yeah.
If I look at all the 4 teams that are through, I think KKR will be very, very excited, full of confidence, and they haven't been in this position for a few years.
Yeah.
Sunrisers, they've been nowhere, realistically, particularly last year, so they'll be like, "Whoa, this is great."
Yeah.
RCB, not really used to getting to this stage. They've come through the back door with all those wins, 6 wins on the trot. The only thing I think about Rajasthan is the mentality side of, oh no, we've done this last year.
Yeah.
And we're on that slide again. So there, I would say of all the 4 shrinks, I think the Rajasthan shrink's going to have to work a little bit harder.
He's got 2 couches, 2 sofas in his room.
He's not
Double booking.
He's not getting much sleep the next 3 days because they will be, and I know the kind of management side and the ownership side, they'll be thinking, not again, lads.
Yeah.
You can't do what you did last year. So I think there's so much more pressure on Rajasthan going into the eliminations.
His WhatsApp group's blowing up, and what he's trying to do at the moment is think, okay, how can I get a 2-for-1 deal here? I mean, who's going through the same issues? If I put Sanju on that
Can't we
couch,
copy and paste from last year with those 3?
if I put Sanju on that couch and Rian go with Sanju, same things going on, the same messages coming through. Yeah, I can get a 2-for-1 here. Right, you 2, in.
Yeah. At 2:45 a.m.
That's it.
And the other 2 at 3:55 a.m.
Yeah, Bolt and...
Burger, perhaps? I don't know.
Burger, Bolt and...
Avish.
Bolty, what's he? Yeah, Bolt, Avish. You're on the left couch, you're on the right one.
4:06 a.m. for the 2 of you. Yeah, but listen, again, all the teams full of players who know experience. They have experience. They have experience to play pressure situations, and they'll have to really bring their A game on these days. You look at Tuesday, of course, it's Kolkata playing Hyderabad. On Wednesday, in the Eliminator, it's Rajasthan playing Bengaluru. What I like to call the Eliminator. I like to say it like Arnold Schwarzenegger. In Wednesday, we play the Eliminator. Which of these 2 games looks more exciting? I know it's a really tough choice, but...
I'm with Vaughanie. I love the Kolkata Hyderabad game. I think from an excitement point of view, knowing you have another opportunity if you don't win, and the fact that you go straight through the final if you do win, you've got a bit more freedom in that game.
Yeah.
So to me, you've got the best batting lineups. I think, with all due respect to what Bengaluru have done recently, you've got the most powerful batting lineups, I think, in those 2 sides, and you've got a second chance.
Yeah.
So that, to me, screams a bit more excitement.
Yeah, I'm with you with the exam, but on Wednesday, I think there'll be a little bit of fire.
Yeah.
I think there's some characters on both sides that can get a bit lively.
Yeah.
I think we're in for it could be a late night. I think on Wednesday we might get, there's Ravi Ashwin out there.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit in him to just poke a few people, and then you've got Virat.
Yeah.
Virat gets fired up. Glenn Maxwell, he likes to have a chirp or two. I think Wednesday. I think Tuesday will be a cracker. I think we'll see some absolute, probably a huge amount of runs because they know they've got another chance. But I think on Wednesday, I think that could be a real tight one.
Come on, tell me. Who are you favouring for both the games? Whose advantage? In your book, that's it.
KKR.
KKR for the first game?
Yeah, I'd go KKR, RCB.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
RCB.
I just think they're on a run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
really
look at RCB have got more players in form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rajasthan Royals, they've got a few, but I just think Josh Butler's such a big player for them.
Yeah.
And he's
In the key situations as well. I think,
those players know that Josh. We just seen the replay actually of his 100 against KKR.
Yeah.
When he just knows how to get the job done under pressure. Yeah. And they're missing their key jigsaw piece. He's back home.
Are you calling this for the final as well then? Because that obviously means if both these win, then Bangalore would play Hyderabad in that match on Friday. So what are you calling the final?
I think 1 and 2 will play the final.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I agree.
I think 1 and 2 will play
Yeah.
the final,
I
to
mean-
be honest with you. I can see a Bangalore, Hyderabad, second qualifier. I just think Hyderabad might have...
Because you know that
batting power.
the lovers of blockbuster cinema
Yeah.
obviously want Gautam Gambhir and Virat Kohli to play the final.
Yeah. And
I mean, they have other players with them, but...
But that would still be a great final. And I can, I'm not saying it can't happen. I just think that Hyderabad's batting is just through the order. Yeah. It just looks so good.
If RCB get it done,
fair play to them.
I tell you,
fair play.
If you can win 9 on the trot, and then you win 3 games, you win Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Start talking about fitness levels.
Yeah.
To do that, to win 3 in 5 days? Yeah. That's hell of an effort.
Yeah. 3 in 5 days, you're right. Yeah.
And they're getting on a plane from Ahmedabad to Chennai.
Correct.
And
last night they were in Bangalore, so Bangalore to Ahmedabad to Chennai.
But I do think whoever plays in the Friday game, if the finals in Chennai in the same venue, I do think you get a little bit of an advantage. It's like the 100 board. We have an eliminator on the Friday and the finals on the Saturday. It's often that the team that play on the Friday just arrive on the Sunday, just play 24 hours before, push straight in and play nicely.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit. It's not a huge advantage because they all know how to play at these venues, but I think it's quite a nice advantage if you win on the Friday and then play the same venue on the Sunday.
It has been done 9 in a row. KKR did that in 2014. They won 9 in a row to lift the trophy. So it has been done. So RCB fans, come on, go ahead.
I think they're
join
still
your hands,
dancing
pray
in
to
the
all the gods. Huh?
They're still dancing, the RCB stands. They're still in the streets.
That's right. I think half of them are still dancing and the other half are still hungover. So I don't think anyone is listening to this. But yeah, they are pretty pumped up to obviously push their team into the final, push them to a trophy. Remember, that's the one team out of the 4 that's never won a trophy.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, Rajasthan has 1. Hyderabad has, they've got 2, but 1 was Deccan and 1 is SRH, so whatever you choose. And KKR's got 2. So again, both your 5 and 5 winners, right, haven't qualified this year. So we always keep talking about we want a new team to lift a trophy, or a team that's not really got it so much. Essentially, is take it away from the big boys, give others a chance, get some other names on that trophy there, and that could happen this year. Absolutely, there you go. The one who's won it the most. There's only 2 plus 2, 5. There's 5 trophies in there, a total in 17.
Yeah,
Which is great.
It'd be a great story.
Yeah.
If RCB can do it, it'd be an incredible story.
Yeah.
From where they were after 5, 6, 7 games, you'd say, they've got something right. And Vaughanie talked about Andy Flower in the earlier show. Whatever they've done, whatever they've been able to do, fair play. If they get the job done, it'll be a phenomenal performance.
Your social media numbers are becoming red hot just out of Bangalore.
Yeah.
As you say this. It's pulsating like that. It's just
Whatever happens this week, I know Andy Flower will have them even better for next year.
Yeah.
Even if they get knocked out on Wednesday or they get knocked out on Friday, they don't go on and lift the trophy on Sunday, which would be an almighty effort. He will definitely get them in a better position for next year.
They will perhaps need to buy a few spinners.
I think they might.
Yeah.
I would think that with his think tank and the way that he operates, whether Fath is still captain, we'll have to wait and see. But I just know that the way that he operates and his team around him, they'll be better for next year.
Yeah. They need 8 overs of spin, out of which none coming from Glenn Maxwell, like proper spin. Well, I mean, he's been their key spinner. There was just so many matches where he played and he didn't bowl. That didn't make any sense. So here's the thing, right? Dooley, even with RCB, I'll just stick on them for just a second. It's also like you felt like in those first 8 games, it was not the fact that they were losing. We were just questioning decisions and getting perplexed with them through those games.
Yeah, and that's something that, that obviously they have sorted out coming to the back end. There was moments where, as you said, certain players bowled. Game before didn't bowl at all. The game after, Yashtar looked good and then didn't bowl, hardly bowled in the next game. And there was things going on through that whole first 5-6 game. They were trying to work out what their combination was and where to fit them all in. Maxwell, whether he was middle order, whether Green was at 3, whether Green was in the middle. They just hadn't worked it all out.
Yeah.
But they seem to have got there now. And as you say, if you keep doing the same things consistently, you're an idiot. But if you change them up and get them right, or if you get your pieces sorted out, and that's exactly what they've done. And Andy Flower is no idiot. He's figured it out.
He's figured it out, and the flower has bloomed in late spring. Is what has happened for RCB. They won 6 in a row. All right, so that's it. That's how the cookie has crumbled. There's going to be the first qualifier, which will be on Tuesday between Kolkata and Hyderabad. Then on Wednesday, again in Ahmedabad, there will be the Eliminator, which will be played between Rajasthan and Bangalore. And then, of course, you have the next game on Friday and then on Sunday, but that comes later. Right now, just wrapping up what we have to do for this game. We, of course, didn't have a game, but we still do have, and we've decided to choose it from Rajasthan. They didn't get a game today, but they will get the performer. That's right. Small consolation. Omni Gel Spray Performer of the Day, who ensured there was no pain for fans. We've gone back to a Rajasthan bowler, Sandeep Sharma, because this was really, Dooley, Michael, we were just chatting. We agreed that this was their best singular bowling performance this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Superb performance. He picked up Surya Kumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan, Tilak Varma,
Tim David.
In that innings, and I think one other, might have been Kutsir, Kutsir as well in that innings. 5 for 18 off 4. It was a flat wicket because I think Rajasthan chased it down only 1 down as well, and it was him sort of coming back into that side, being back at his best, and absolutely superb. And I just love, because I love a bloke that can bowl 125 and still do something.
2 things that you see from that. One is that experience is worth its weight in gold. And secondly, if you add with experience a kind of an atmosphere that's conducive to you and that's good, that's syncing, that's gelling well, it can really unlock potential.
Yeah, he's got a lot of skill. I mean, you talk flat wickets, but he'll always find something. If the pitch is a complete road, you always feel with Sandeep, he'll just get a little bit of movement. He's got a few good slow balls, but it's been the tournament, let's be honest, of the ball flying out of the ground. So when you see figures like that, they're like flashing lights. There's not many bowling figures that you've been kind of looking at going, wow. Yeah, you look at that, 5 for 18, it's remarkable.
Yeah, and just looking forward, I mean, yes, they have to play their game in Ahmedabad and win that, but he'd be chomping at the bits to bowl in Chennai. That's his kind of surface.
100%, yeah. I mean, Ahmedabad's been okay. Hasn't been the flattest wicket in the tournament. You think Hyderabad's been very flat, but Kolkata's been pretty flat. I think, on any surface, if there's a little bit of nip in it, he certainly does. He swings the ball well, which I think is the key. He's developed those knuckle balls and the slower balls, but he's just so crafty. And he's got, Yorkers, even though they might only be just under 130 Ks, he still gets them spot on time and time again. He takes the power away from the batter. And if he gets, they get through that first game, and at Chennai, those slower balls start to go a bit more, he really does come into play.
Yeah, and his success has actually it's always a ripple effect that happens. His success, especially at the death, allows them to use Trent Boult more in the front, not depend on him too much at the back, so they can go hard with him at the front because Avation has got it covered at the back. So.
Yeah, and I think that's their motto, isn't it, for Trent to knock over 2 or 3 early, get a bit of swing. He's got such a kind of experience factor of knowing how to bowl to lefties, to righties. He knows exactly how to go across the right hand to bring one back. Got a quick enough bouncer as well. So Yeah, when they get it right, and that's if you've got a kind of a blueprint of how you want to play your cricket, that is exactly what Rajasthan planned for. Trent at the start, and obviously send it down the back end.
Yeah,
just on a meta batter, do you think Pat Cummins and Travis will just have a little tour of the ground? From last year.
Just have a little...
Just Glenn Maxwell.
Yeah.
Just be there the next day as well.
That's where... remember that catch that was taken? Yeah, who was that? Oh, Trav, you caught that, didn't you? Yeah, that's right.
I think they'll do that.
Michael Vaughan has decided that
What day was that? What day was that again?
He'll become Salt Bay. Just take some salt and just go like this.
Was that November sometime, was it?
I think it was 18th.
18th.
You were there, were you there?
Yeah.
That was there.
I don't know how I lost your audio. I just couldn't hear you guys, even though you're sitting 3 feet away from me. I just couldn't hear you. I don't know what happened. It just blanked out. Is everything? Is my hearing? Let's have a look. I would like Sandeep Sharma. I was happy. It's been happy days for him. Hopefully, it can be another happy day for him. Or Rajasthan fans will be hoping for that. He's our Omnigel spray performer of the day. He has ensured no pain for the Rajasthan fans. So, yep, Sandeep Sharma. And of course, let's talk about the cool moments. Well, some cool moments from the season. I thought, Carrier room air conditioners, coolest moment of the match. There is no match. We can probably go to the last time these two played. I like the game that they played last time because Joss Buttler had that century. They had that amazing chase. Robin Powell came with that. Came a little bit. Or you can choose anything else from the season. There's no rules.
I went a long way back in the tournament, actually, because I thought one of the coolest moments in the early parts of the season was when LSG unleashed Mayank Yadav.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I went back to the first game. He got player of the match in that first game.
Yeah.
3 for 27, I think it was, bowling rockets over 150 Ks. And I just thought that was a really cool moment for me. I mean, a couple of years ago we had it with Umran Malik at Hyderabad. And anytime you see an exciting young speedster burst onto the scene, I feel terrible for him with the injuries and how he didn't play enough. So hopefully he can get back and get strong enough and fit enough to play more regularly. But to me, that was one of the coolest moments of the tournament was when I saw that tall, slim young man just unleashed in that LSG game, and I just loved watching it. So that was kind of my early cool moment.
Yours?
Well, I would say I've got a few actually. Travis Head's 100 of 38 deliveries against Mumbai. I thought that was pretty cool. Virat Kohli just coming back, having missed the Test series against England and just playing like we know Virat can play with a bit more oomph in terms of T20 cricket. But Sun on the right, Sun, come on.
Yeah.
We're just rolling back the years with Sun on. He's bowling like he used to. He's just launching it at the top. To get 100 playing the way that he does, which is pretty much simple, tries to whack every ball out the ground. To think that he survived long enough to get a ton, that is pretty cool to me.
Yeah.
Okay, good. We like it. Sunil Narayan in running for being the MVP this season, definitely, if not already declared. We have some tweets that have come in as well. Let's read those and see what you thought were the coolest moments. It was from Hariharan Sukumaran. There have been many, many moments, but none surpasses the Kohli Ishant banter. Oh, yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
That's a good call, Hari, because just childhood buddies, it's how we used to play the game. It's like playing backyard cricket with your big brother, your kid brother. It's just, it kind of gave you those vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I love
was nice. Oh, nice. And Ishant's such a lovely guy as well.
Yeah.
And you knew what he was doing. It was good banter. I like that.
Yeah, all right. Another one. Let's pull this one up on screen from Sambape. Okay. Who would have thought 2 weeks ago that Rajasthan would finish third after a dominating start? The unpredictable nature of the league is my Carrier coolest moment of the match. Fair enough. It was just something else being thought, and it changes every 3-4 weeks. We have another one. Let's see the last one that we have from RM, relationship manager from the bank. 2023, 29 to defend, gets hit for 31. 2024, 17 to defend. Dhoni Jadeja, the crease, gives away just 7. At Chinnaswamy,
that was
might
cool.
add, just last night. People will remember Rinku, but they'll also remember Yash Dayal. Love it, absolutely love it. All right, you win. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You won it. That is the best one. That's the coolest moment. We love it. We all love a redemption story, especially for a fast bowler.
Well, if we remember back on, I was quite critical of the clip being played at the ground
Yes.
Remember?
Yes, I remember, as was I.
You
They
were
playing,
as well.
Yep.
We were on air, and the
Bangalore
KKR
playing KKR at Eden.
at Eden Gardens.
Rinku hasn't even come out to bat.
Rinku was still in the dugout, and Yash Dale has come on to bowl, and they played the clip on the big screen in the ground. And we were both sitting in the green, and I said, "That is awful."
Yeah.
For that man to have admitted what he'd been through as well, and then for them to still show it.
Yeah.
Before he bowled a baller, basically.
Yeah,
He might have
sorry, it
bowled
was a
one ball.
Chinnaswamy. It wasn't even Eden Gardens.
Yeah,
it was
sorry,
a Chinnaswamy.
Yeah.
And they did that. He had just come into bowl. This is early days in the tournament. And what are you hyping? You weren't hyping Rinku because he's not even batting.
No.
Right? This is like the second or third over. So it really was just a takedown of Yash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just take the most traumatic moment that he's been a part of and just replay it for the world to see. Fine, and for him to see.
I think his first ball went for 4 or 6 as well.
Right
you
after
could see
that.
his head straight after it, because everyone's going at the screen now. In those situations, for him to have been able to bounce back from that, I thought that was a tough night for him. And to bounce back to what he did just last night, to come through this season with some decent performances.
Especially when that first ball of the last over
exactly.
went out the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually, again, I'll go back to the
good luck,
physio
actually.
in the dressing room when he was giving all the awards out. He actually gave Yash Dale an award for getting the ball hit out the ground.
Yeah. Because that meant they
meant
got
he
a
got a
ball
dry
that was,
ball.
it was dry and he could get his
He
back in
joined
the
the
hand.
group. There's a group of 4 or 5 of them who all did something special in the match.
Yeah.
And that was his special moment, getting hit for 6. Losing the ball.
And this time he's happy about it, right?
yeah.
He's happy because that's the thing, right? You get hit for a 6, you get hit for a 6. It's the same, but one's good fortune, one's not. Sometimes just silly luck can just go your way when things are going your way. But yeah, I remember that incident, and that incident it's poked me since then. I don't know who was responsible.
Well, the thing is, in any of those situations, and I understand that, from a TV point of view, you have these replays that you want to show, and you show them. But it's a very simple message. Big screen, don't take our feed.
Yeah.
So I hear that message all the time.
Yeah.
When I'm on commentary, I hear that message all the time. It's a very simple message from the director. Big screen, don't take our feed. And so they just cut to their ads.
Yeah.
And so you at home will still get to see it.
Yeah.
You still get to see what happened last time these two sides played. Rinku Singh did this to Yash Dale, but it doesn't go around the ground.
Exactly what I said. It's fine if you want to entertain the crowds. And that's right, you played because it happened. We're not saying it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But do you want to do it when the guy has gone on record to tell you how traumatic it was for him, fell actually ill after that happened because of all the negativity coming his way on social media. Check social media, even though he was advised not to. He's a young guy.
Yeah.
You do it. And you do it even more when people tell you don't do it, because how bad can it be? Jesus, that bad? He had a fever for like a week.
You want to go and try and play in Australia as an English player. See what they put on the big screens.
Oh, there you go.
You're off stump flying out the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on again. Oh, it's on again. Oh, I'm just out again. Yeah.
Don't look there. Don't check social media. Don't check the big screen at the stadium. Those are 2 pieces of advice.
Yeah.
But thank you to everybody who sent in their messages. That was our carrier room air conditioner's coolest moment of the match. Well, not of this match because it didn't happen. But cricket just keeps going on, and we love talking about it. Whether it's happened yesterday, last month, or 7 weeks ago is when this tournament started. All right, well, that's business, right? But we still have to look at our guessing game charts, right? We've been deprived of a game today.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably won the second game. Probably won. Can I have a couple of points? I honestly would have won.
I would have probably won the
I
second.
would have won
Right.
at least one. Just get me up the league a little bit. I've got to get above Gilly. Gilly wouldn't know if you just gave me 2 for that game that's just been rained out. He's not watching.
Oh, I bet he is.
No, just give me a couple.
So, by the way, when the last rained out game happened, Pommy, trying desperately to get a point, actually said, listen, I had guessed, Polly was still at 0, said that I guessed 0. So can I get a point? I love how everyone's asking for a point. This is how the guessing game works. We have to guess what the score would be in the first innings, team score. And in the second innings, you have to guess what the power play score would be. And it's the number of times you played and the number of times you got it right. That's the percentages. So Well, close to 30% means I'm getting 1 in 3, now it's coming down near 25, so 1 in 4, correct?
Yeah, 1 in 4.
Things are not looking good.
But the bullseyes are the one thing you really need to just look at and keep an eye on, because that's really what counts.
Yeah.
In this game of guessing, it's the bullseyes that really count.
I'm amazed you don't get double points for a bullseye.
Well, so am I.
You don't?
To be honest, so am I. Oh, no, you didn't need to bring that up again.
3 of them.
You didn't need to bring that
3.
up. That's fine, honestly.
They're 3. And they're amazing because they're absolutely and completely irrelevant. Does not matter. But you know what, Wani, if it makes the kids happy,
Correct.
you let them have it.
Yeah.
Right?
It'd make me happy if you just gave me a couple today.
He's like, I'll take anything.
Just give me a couple.
I'll take snake eyes, bullseyes, 4 eyes. I'll take anything. Just give me something. All right, we'll try to figure this out day after tomorrow. We still have 4 games. Wani's here for a few of those, so we'll try to get him up on the board above Gilly. I know how much that means to you. Both of you being on the same podcast and everything. I know how much that means to you. Dooley, Saimi, Viru, Manoj and me are fighting a different battle of complete and utter supremacy and bragging rights for the next 10 months. But yeah, we'll come back with that. All right, we're going to have a league review tomorrow. I'm going to be joined by Joy Bhattacharya and Harsha Bhogle. There they are. Joy looks very serious. I look very serious. Harsha looks very happy. I don't know why.
He thought he had a day off when they took that photo.
That's right.
Yeah, he doesn't though. He realises now he doesn't.
He doesn't.
He thought he had a day off.
He's been sending us texts saying he's having a nice easy evening, making fun of our rain delay. Yeah. But yeah, he'll be here tomorrow. Harsha, of course, looks like he's got a light in his eye. Just because his eyes are shut and he's smiling. But I'll have them here tomorrow at 5 p.m. So do join us then. We'll be talking about all the teams. We'll be talking about, what we had thought would happen, what has happened, what we got right, where we were off the mark, which team overperformed, which team underperformed. All of that tomorrow with all 10 teams. So yeah, do join us there for that. We still have the Joy Factor question, last bit of business. So let's have a look at that. Joy had asked today, the former franchise skipper came into the league as an injury replacement for $100,000 and has been part of the tournament ever since. If Joy had only told us what the dollar was worth at that time, that would have been a good clue.
Do you know the answer?
Was it Vittori or someone like that?
Vittori, I was thinking Vittori as well.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
I had no clue.
No clue.
No clue.
All right, no clue is a good answer as well. Let's see. Let's go.
David
Miller. Dimitri Mascarenhas.
Dimmy Mascarenhas.
Wow.
I used to hate facing Dimmy.
Yeah?
Oh, 68 mile an hour wobblers.
You know who liked, I think Yuvraj once hit him for 5 or 6 fours?
Yeah.
5 sixes. What did he hit him for?
But I think Dimmy hit Indy for quite a few sixes in a game as well.
Yeah.
He might have hit five
happened
sixes
both
in
ways.
Over, yeah.
It's a two-way street.
At the Oval, I think it was, yeah.
It's a two-way street. All right, well, let's see who got it right. It was David Miller. So, yeah, that's a good question, Joy. No idea. Let's have a look at who got this right. It was Abhiroop Barua. So, congratulations to you, Abhiroop Barua, first of your name. Well done. You're the winner. So congratulations to you. And well, that's it. That's all we have time for. So we're going to scoot out of here. See you tomorrow at 5 p.m. for a very special Cricbuzz Live. And of course, Tuesday for the first qualifier, we'll be here at 7 p.m. Our shows, of course, in English and in Hindi. So do join us then. Big thank you to Simon Doull and Michael Vaughan for keeping us company on this rained out, damp squib of a day. I'm Gaurav Kapur saying good night. Enjoy your Monday.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
হায়দ্রাবাদ 50 এক্সপ্রেস পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दें